Good morning, and it's 9:50. It's technically morning. Got a little news first, and then roll into some comments. And so I went to my old job. Hot stuff. I haven't been there for months. I just stopped going to that gas station in town. We have two, so it was fine until the problematic employee that made me quit Sedex got a job at the new gas station, because I am now a firm believer that in the country you can destroy every business as long as you know how to interview and get hired. You just go in there, get your check, and just destroy the whole thing because, hey, they need theirs. Ah, so long story short, is I go into the old job, and by the day I quit, we had cut waste. Screw we. I had cut waste, increased profitability, and found a way to make the sandwiches as fresh, tasty, and awesome. Like I could have competed with a Mickey D's. I'd I found a way to like keep my biscuits so they weren't all dry and hard. I was working more so I would make more in response to things being sold. So I had a nicer turnover on fresh product. And then I was watching my rushes to supply the rushes versus the downtime. Now I went at 8:20. 8:20 in the morning, I would think, is still breakfast. Solid in the middle of having food to serve. And there's nothing, hardly anything, a couple items. And I say something, I'm like, hey, you didn't get no biscuits? They're like, I'll make you one. And I'm like, it's a gas station. I don't got time for that. I believe there's a few individuals out there who don't understand the point of convenience store. There's a waiting around for you to play scratch offs and treat it like a gambling parlor and all these other things. Yeah, I don't understand why we tolerate that as a society. It's weird to me. But I digress. We'll move on. Uh, okay, no, not yet. I am pretty excited and happy because I walked in with my head high, left knowing there's no reason to stop in no more, and was it the Schroeden or whatever was that? Kind of glad they're not going to get any of my money no more. I think it's funny. That's what you get when you get a gas station that has guilt over selling gas. So it's diversity and equity hiring policies well exceed its ability to serve its community. Oh, it's freaking hilarious. I can't believe you won't go broke even in the middle of 1,000 person, one horse town. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. G-Man, 4 hours ago, 73829. Have you watched the movie The Usual Suspects? In the video, Getting Square courtroom scene, that was an Australian courtroom drama moment, I think, if I remember correctly. I should see the show. I've seen The Usual Suspects, but just in case I didn't clarify this right. So I don't care who Spacey is now. Not very impressed. I think it appears that family abuse was probably passed on to him. I'm not going to comment. I don't know. Well, I guess I already did comment. I go with the people who think he's been to the island too many times. That being said, he's in the unfortunate fucking category like Rosemary's Baby. I can't think of his name right now, but the pianist, the great director, bad human being. But I think The Usual Suspects has the best lie ever put in cinema. So that Gabriel Byrne at the beginning, they imply he's in this spot. So you see him witnessing some stuff, and or they bullshit you to keep that ending so you can get that reveal, the Kaiser Soze verbal Kent thing, and man, what up? Yes, I mean Usual Suspects is a great movie in my personal opinion. Now I'm gonna set up Tuesday Part 2 to me, or Tuesday. I saw it a year ago. Just ASAP rattling off about how disgusting he is. And then I did a little searching here, and outside of the new updates, so commercials are just ad nauseum, disgusting, bother you nonstop. But I was looking in the comments, and I actually think, Kaz, I think you're right, and I think I was a little bit right. And I think, Ace comments are a good place to find some information. This first one, it seems about right. Let's make a video based on talking about how, despite looks, you can love something for itself. And I thought, kind of not the love side, but the self-loathing side, but the whole, I'm not sure I don't think I'm a marble chiseled, picture of perfection. I relate because I could go down this list of, I'm like, man, do I really need another fucking hair to grow out of the end of my nose? Because I could write some weird wizardry shit about that all day. I do get it. I do. So I'm going to throw this on, even though we streamed the entire A$AP Rock Tobacco Malibu Ken album. That was a year ago, and I don't remember it at all. But this commercial, we don't like commercials. So we're going to move on from there. Usual Suspects. Tommy, love from South Africa. Thank you. 6 hours ago over there in Loudness. I didn't know Rolling Green liked Loudness. Very much so. Yeah, you heard the first stadium band basically ever. So I really, I still think they're exceptional. And I'll have to see if I can find if any videos come up with that performance you're speaking of. I would like to see that. Oh, so I hope when I moved. Hello, this is translated, I believe, from Spanish. I saw that you let yourself be carried away by the positive message. Your face changed. So it is to let yourself be carried away by the love and forgiveness of the Lord frees your soul. I just mentioned I spent an hour on the phone with my brother and we're talking about this. And right there, the forgiveness, some people focusing on sins. I see that same forgiveness as the freeing force from enslavement to bad ideas, bad systems, so on and so forth. And I'm looking forward to work tonight because my coworker, we get along really well. And I think we're going to talk about this. And I want to share how I believe it is a freeing, uplifting force, not a constraining, binding. That love and forgiveness and ideas greater than yourself should be transformative. I think we've moved actual feelings from the inside to this outside facade. As long as my facade matches the current trend, I'm okay. I don't buy any of that. I don't buy that it's real. I think it's constructed idea that people are trying to align themselves with. At no point do they'll follow the next trend just as easily. I don't believe allowing love and forgiveness in your heart is a trend. I believe it's a state of being for human nature. Now, that's just me, and all my opinions are for entertainment purposes only. As always, you can believe you are the answer to everything. It's okay. Just remember there's something waiting for you if you need something greater than yourself. And I would just say that the universe is a lot bigger than you think. Oh yeah, no. They were wearing the Loudness merch. I saw some of that, and I did some of their own stuff. And the ladies are Nemo's kick ass. Now from Feel Good Inc., I'm fucking awesome, man. I I'm not mocking. This makes me happy. I mean, if I get the same thing about Jesus as a good joke, brings some joy and happiness. I really, oh, no. Someone read that Fudge was his reflections of being sick with COVID. Not sure if that's true, but it does add an interesting perspective. I agree. That would add an interesting perspective. Uh, and then, unfortunately, because I'm tinfoil hat crazy, and the Ducks just whispered this to me, it would add an interesting perspective because all that wizardry and spell casting at the beginning could be a nice, really deep, reference to the biowarfare that they created and put it in that syringe. Because I think we've now reached that threshold. I can feel for anyone who made a poor choice, but the evidence isn't stacking up with the cult anymore. Now, do I think that illness is horrible and could hurt us, and do we have to do something about it? Probably yes. Trusting for-profit industries to save me appears to be a kind of a poor choice. And I'm waiting right now. It should be any moment. I am waiting for a bill collector to call me so I can make a payment arrangement because I got hurt at Walmart a year and a half ago, whatever it was, and threw my back out and blah, 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 blah. It turns out you can't keep up with. I couldn't keep up with a couple 20-year-olds. But they sure wanted me to. And, consequences. So, I'm not sure the whole system, when you can give it away to one group, but then literally try to jail the other group. Yeah, okay, I feel bad. I just need the same break that a brand new struggling citizen is getting. Why don't I get the same break as that? I don't see no free health care for after you get hurt. Oh, paperwork, lawyers, and then Walmart dehumanizes you by making you deal with a computer, not real people. Nah, I would say the entire system is a little bit broken. And yeah, I have no idea. But it does add an interesting perspective. Now, I was got a BOC comment. This is Steve. Sorry, Steve. Didn't mean to call you Steven. Steve Wheeler there from 12 hours ago at Blue Oyster called Vengeance. It's not well known. I didn't know. I was like, which one are you talking about? And I clicked on it, and that's very cool. I have, and then right below it, we got glad to hear you got some Ace in rotation. I do. I have, like I said, I got a couple Aesop Rock albums. I've got at least 2 BOCs that are in rotation right now. I've got Cultosaurus Erectus just because I love that album. And I do, very much so. From Lara, excuse me, from Miss Fabian the other day. Rollen, your opinions are as valid as anyone else's. Thank you. They are for entertainment, and I'm not sure you should always take them to heart. But I think we should be able to share as long as it's not. I don't believe without making a super cut and editing the hell out of it. I don't think there's hours of horrible ideas on this channel. I believe we're allowed to talk about horrible ideas, then view them through the lens of personal reality, society at large, and both sides of the coin. Because if there's a negative thing going on, there's a positive counter balance to that. If there's an incredibly positive thing, there's a negative counterbalance to that. It turns out, whether we want to look at them or not, everything has the positive and negative and neutral aspect to it, kind of all vibrating around its own vortices. Sorry, I'm kidding. That's a reference back to that Terrence Howard shit. We got some Sound and a Fury request again. Man, that title is harsh. That's a checkbox just reading it. You have to check a box in your brain. The algorithm's so strong now. I'm kidding, but I'm not. Oh, wait. So my opinions are valid. I've watched a few of your reactions to Miss Fabian as well as other artists. I've always enjoyed your reactions. You are fun. You are worthy. I'm not going to drop her from my playlist. I just had to vent because, I've... okay, let's wrap it up with this. We'll get... Religious Salesman. Let's go with that. Hold on. That's that. I think I can work with that. It's funny. I was working through this this ad to get to the Religious Salesman, the Sound and the Fury. We're gonna add that to the playlist for today. I hear that this ad is incredibly deceptive, and that's not even the gameplay that you'll get. They use the exciting gameplay to entice you into a pay-to-play city building. Farmville for idiots, I think. Basically, you don't realize you're getting sucked in and, but no, as long as you put your credit card in there, you can keep playing. And it turns out you can all keep trying to outpay the whale who's, dominating that server. Oh, gosh. I only had to get burned by a game once to realize you could just keep that shit. So, the Sound and the Fury, we've got Religious Salesman. I am actually, I think I can work with that. So that's cool. We will definitely throw that on. I don't know what that is. It doesn't matter. We're just going to get rid of a couple of these. Okay. The last, to wrap this up, we're going back to a little news. Now, I do have Robert. I got a couple special requests coming because I'll be honest, Robert, Mike D, Ildefonso, gosh, I hope I said that right, over on Coffee. I will let you know, this was the best month the channel's ever had. Thank you. We ain't going to grift off that. We're not going to try to parlay it. We're not going to try anything. I am so grateful and appreciative to the channel supporters and that you like what we got going on. So, in the Lara video, I referenced a video I made. Now, I threw this video away right away because I couldn't do it. I was really angry, and my phone hates me. I really got to get a new phone. But Jules quit again, and Jules quit again because he didn't understand that we actually get paid on Monday. Wow. And my phone likes to work all by itself. So let's see, it's hard with the... So Jules put up a 4-page post on Facebook disparaging everybody. I am suspiciously excitable. It's not sure it's energy drinks that make me happy. I'm really a secret speed freak. And, you know, if you hadn't been around the channel for as long as you had, you could buy some of that stuff. This one we have to take. Oh, now technically the call was only a couple minutes. I take care of it. I'm starting my payments. I'm good. I've got things covered. So back to it's hard to tell and you can't see it. It's I have it. I have the receipts. Let's put it that way. I could lead people to the Facebook post. Don't see a point. Because in nowhere as he's disparaging his job does he have the courage to admit that he didn't know the difference between a breast and a thigh. So literally sold, threw food away because he couldn't figure out what chicken to put in a chicken order, even though it said white only. Cross-contamination. Nowhere in his complaining about how he was treated did he talk about his inability to stop cross-contamination and that I had spoken to him about that multiple times. That I had to follow him around with sanitizer because lack of care. At no point claiming he works doubles. That's a 16-hour shift, right? At least. 12 is the longest double anyone can work. I'm doing one tomorrow. None of those days that supposedly were doubles, he actually stayed to the end. Now, he abandoned me almost every shift I showed up to. So it's funny how people have courage to just go hard, but they have no evidence and they leave key bullet points out of their stories. So Jules is not worth my time and effort. I'm not even going to bother. I did make an angry rant because people like drama and said that he used my name and he didn't. He made implications. You can play all the kind of implication games you like. If my name came off his lips with any sort of negative thing, that he and I would be getting together in the real world and having a conversation. It turns out I don't do that. Here on the internet, it creates so many brave people out of the coward class that I tend to just let it go. But that is what happened, is he couldn't be bothered to realize payday's on Monday. He didn't get his check early, so he cried. Says, oh, we didn't get paid. I have worked there for going on 12 weeks now. Never got the shaft, every pay, and I get a big check. So I don't know how they can't pay this chump change to these horrible workers, but they can pay that massive check to me. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I took all his money. Maybe Jules would like to come look for a loan here. Point being, what a joke. And it got everybody upset. And then it made some junkies and human garbage so confident they called the club and threatened the owner's life. And we had the sheriff at the club 2 days ago on Tuesday because someone called with death threats. The same junkie people who want instant money so they can buy more drugs, skip their shift, then come back for more money so they can buy more drugs. They somehow are empowered to feel like they are society's equals. Yo, you're not. I know, I'm an ex-junkie. When I was hiding in the closet strung out, I was subhuman. Pretending that I had some sort of equal say is ridiculous. I had to fix my shit before I got an opinion. But they are all jumping on board. We hate this, we hate that. Well, it took me 12 weeks. 11 weeks, but it took me a bit, but I figured it out. that my boss is a strong-willed woman. I totally don't have a problem with that. I contracted for labor, just in case Jules would ever see this. Hey, Jules, buddy, I contracted to do labor. Until I do all the labor and exceed their expectations, what am I asking for anything for? Hey, bro, that's called an example. You should probably follow some of these things. But she is a very strong-willed woman, and I don't think she takes crap from scumbags. And then they get all pissy in the country because it's too small and too close, and they're fucking sewing circles, yapping to each other like they're so important. But it turns out nothing but bullshit. Perception, opinions, and almost zero facts. So then the people supporting this dude don't know he couldn't even cook your food right. They are literally defending a person who got food sent back regularly because they didn't know what to do. Never bothered to learn the menu, but took money from cooking it. I will cook this menu. I have contracted to cook for this company. I don't know the menu and I still want to get paid. Yeah, that's how stupid it sounds. I don't know if people understand this, but I brought, like me, I wanted to win. So I brought the menu home and I just memorized the menu. Within a week and a half, I could cook the entire menu by memory. I contracted to be a short order cook. I don't know what he contracted to be. He wasn't even worth janitor, so I don't know. But that is what we were dealing with, is that one of the employees got so bent out of shape, they had to go light up Facebook, and that's the private club group for that area, so just a big drama den. And then people started harassing the restaurant because I think they don't like her. I think they don't like her because she's trying to grow a business, and the place is nice, right? Great views, the establishment's in good shape. She's constantly doing upgrades. The kitchen has been upgraded since I started. So I can't lie. I can only go with what I've seen with my eyes, and that's paychecks received, appreciation for all work rendered. And I don't know why all them other ones that have quit, what is it? You don't want to work? Or maybe someone told you your feelings matter more than your contractual arrangement for labor. They lied to you. All right, back with reactions soon. Later.